Good afternoon. It's August the 6th. It's time to wrap it up for the day. And we've had today, even though we've had some misses on our calls, we've had a pretty good trading day after all. We got on the right side of the markets fairly quickly, or our trade entry rules kept us from getting in trouble. Now, one of the things I wanted to show you on this particular screen is the impact of volume. And we've got volume right here, and the market did return to the scene of the crime, and it did stop there. It also happens to be about 20 points off the low. And it's a pretty rare day each month. It does happen that the market trades more than 20 points on a particular day. We don't have that many days, so 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points will bring in opposite activity. The low volume area, and again right here, just to show you that the theory works. Low volume numbers are support and resistance, and we can't forget that. And then the attractor or the magnet are these high volume numbers. So we've got volume right here, 239. We've got volume, most recent in the market's memory right there, and at 223. We have 239,000 or 2.4 million in volume right here at 1923, and the market gets pulled back up to. So there's a lot of things on this chart that should give you pause for thought. Low volume numbers, high volume numbers, etc. And we know coming in that if we don't take out this 1903, that the market is going to get back up to this high volume number without a new piece of news. And that's exactly what happened. So, pretty good trading day today when all things were said and done. The idea to be a seller comes from the selling that's taken us off the 1985 area. But that doesn't mean this damn thing can't rally. And rally, it does. And you just have to be very cognizant of the fact being a successful trader is based on learning how to take small losses. Keep it manageable so you can come back and make the trade that you need to make. Okay, on our F2 screen, right here we have a conflict. The F1, the market's pointed lower. F2, the market is pointed up. And this usually yields a trading range. And we don't have much in the way of news tomorrow. We've got jobless claims at 308. They'll be looking for news out of the Ukraine. They'll be looking for economic news out of China, the EU and the UK. They'll be looking for news out of Iraq. So little international news probably tomorrow will have a greater effect on the market. Now, this is the starting point of the spill. It's a mom. And back when we have a two-sided market, you can trade up and down. This is pretty common within 24 hours to go back and retest this high right here. So I want you to print this chart and put your 24-hour rule for go with market. And I don't know why that phenomena is, but it's quite often happens. So we have a P today. And we have definitely a lower high and a lower low on our F1 screen, so that's got a trading range. We don't have a lot of news tomorrow. So if the market was to close right here, we'd be selling 19s to 21s and then 24s to 26s. That would be S1, and that would be S2. On the buy side, we're going to be buying the 10 area plus or minus. Don't really like the, I think the best long comes on a retest of the 05 area. So pretty interested in being a buyer down here in the 1905 area, give or take, after a retest of the starting point of this little mom. And so that's what I have for the E-mini. Okay, taking a look at our F1 screen on the note. We said this morning that wanted to buy the 13 to 17 area, and then we like the long side of the market as long as the E-mini was selling, especially if the E-mini was selling. And we do like the long side of the market. We see best resistance up here in the 26.04 to as high as 26.20 area where we projected prices before. So pretty good resistance starts at the buck. Why is this market trading higher? Bank failures in Portugal, the fallout from that. Italy's back into a recession. We have more financial surprises coming. So this particular screen, higher low, higher high, makes us a buyer, favoring the buy side. We don't have much news tomorrow to drive the trading. And at the F2 screen, sell failure to take out 20 to 24. And on the buy side, because we have a B and we are pointed lower, we're gonna, it may be cute, but if the E-mini doesn't really spike it down this afternoon, I think we can buy it a little bit lower. So we're gonna make buy 1, 9 to 13, and buy 2, 1 to 5. And 17 might be the buy. If the E-mini starts to go nuts, 17s may be the buy on the note. Looking at the bond, we lost 16 ticks in the NOB spread this morning. It's a bunch. So it's back right at 13. Last rotate up was 20. We're at 16, then 25, then 28. So selling failure, take out this 20, 26 area. Looks like the trade, and because it's a B, a double distribution down, we like the buy side, but we're going to try to do it cheaper. And 9 to 13 looks reasonable. If the NOB spread starts to contract, we ought to be able to buy it cheaper than that, than 1 to 5. Basically 13 points between the note and the bond. Okay, gold's kind of interesting. Big day, no doubt. And going back and looking at the F1 screen, this 1310 area is pretty important. We got volume up here at 15, 17, 16. So I think the best trade is going to be leaning against 15. Obviously, you got to get through 10 to get there. On the buy side, we've got pretty good support down here below 85, and then at 90. And then the breakout came at 1300. So we're here. If we put all this together and did a little P split down here, we're probably, we've got a P, but you can see that from a trading range standpoint, it's at 1350 plus and a 1200 minus. And right now we find ourselves at 1308. So we're starting to work into the top side of that distribution. Looking at the F2 screen, strong buying today, and there will be talk about Russia and the Ukraine. On the buy side, last rotate down was 6, so getting stops beneath that will make 3 to 5, buy 1, and basically 1,300 plus or minus. And the news that will be focusing on Russia, the Ukraine, Russia, Azerbaijan, Iraq, Syria, Egypt. Looks like Israel is winding down its operation in Gaza, and hopefully they put that damn genie back into the bottle for another 5 or 6 years. But every 150 to 200 years, the Islam genie breaks out of the bottle, and at some point the world gets tired of the mayhem released by them, and they have to be put back in the bottle. And that's only done by beating them back and killing them till they don't have the resources to do it anymore. And you know, when you look at this historically, I'm not sure we have the will to do that anymore. I think until times get a hell of a lot worse, that it won't happen. And these guys know how to play the press, and they know how to get empathy through the press a hell of a lot better than any other group does that I know of in the history of man. So they'll have a very, very good propaganda operation going, and it's just hard to see the West getting too excited about doing much about it. Best resistance is up here in this 98.50 area. Right now, we currently have resistance at 98 plus or minus. Last rotate up stopped at 97.32, and we find ourselves at 97. So this is very, very aggressive. I would not do this on the close today. Sell 1 is 25 to 50. Sell 2 is 75 to the buck. And then buy 1 is 96.50 to 75. That's where we are. I don't think things are right. Buy 2 will be down at 96 and a quarter. I don't think that conditions are such that will bring in heavy selling. That S1 sell at 97 and a quarter is pretty aggressive, but it's what the structure, it's where the structure says sell it. And last but not least, the euro. So pretty good resistance here in this 90 area. We rejected prices over 87, so basically 85 to the buck will be sell 1. And then we have this, get through that, 134 even. The single print is at 134, so this is really where R1 is, and R2 is up here in the 15 area, so 15 to 25 for sell 2. This trade's very aggressive. I would like to get it done closer to 134 than to 133.90. On the buy side, we broke this out at 60, so buying 50 to 60. And then our 25 to 35 for buy 2. Giving it room to the downside. I can't imagine what piece of news would, turn this thing from a sell to a buy, other than just technical short covering, market manipulation by the large market makers, and that's always a possibility. It trades well. You've got a lot of volume, especially on the Forex side. And if you get better fills, and you can certainly trade Forex, but the reason we do the 6E contract is transparency. We know where the volume is on the buy and the sell side, and I think that's important. The banks spend billions of dollars defending their